Well, hi. Well, here we are, 7 Mile Beach in beautiful Negril, Jamaica. Wish you could be here. Maybe this is the second best thing, watching me do this TikTok. And that's what I'm here to show you, is how to do a TikTok. Opening move for sticks. You're going to start on the ground like this. Just hold it straight up. And you know, to pick it up, I can even show you that right now as well. We're going to go out there like that and bring those tips up. And bring it straight up and down like that. And then we're going to practice what you're going to do in the air by going all the way over. Going to hold it. You want to bring this bottom end level with the top end because it's going to swing, and that's what you want it to swing up. The same thing over there. It's going to swing up the opposite on the other side. Back and forth. So when we bring this into the air, that's the kind of motion it's going to be making. Now watch me just lift it slightly, and it's going to come right on up, just like that. Look at that. So this is our first move, the tick-tocking move. There's a couple of other ways to get it started, and I'll show you them as well. For example, you could hold it steady like this. You're going to catch it just a little bit below the leather right there, so throw it over and back over and back over, and then once you get it started, keep it going. I've got a little bending in my knees. That's important to note as well, because I'm shifting my weight and going with the action, so if it were to fall, I'm falling with it. Just like that. I don't have to stop and unlock my knee. As an extension of that, you've got a tick-tock going between the two hands, but to get complete with the tick-tock, you would need to do it with one hand. Or the other hand. Notice how I'm flipping it all the way over and all the way back over, catching it the same hand, just like that. Just like that. Or the other hand. Cool. Between the two hands, if I flip it over and back over, I've got that flip-flopping motion, and essentially that would be then the second move, with this being the extension of it, just like that. And like that. First move, second move, give it a toss. Cool. Third basic move of sticks then starts out, and it's a helicoptering move. What we do is we tug a little and push, pull a little and push, letting the bottom wobble. Just like that. Pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push. From this one, of course, you might want to lift it up, fly it around a little bit, and get a twirl around like that. Sometimes called a fly around. Okay, let's talk a little bit about how to hold your hands and how to stand and the approach to sticks. It is so important. Small things can make a big difference in the outcome of your play. For example, having your wrist and having the controller go all the way back to the wrist to act like a doorstop on the back of the wrist is really important, because any excessive wrist action is going to sling the stick, the baton, off. What you want is controlled motions, and when that baton is spinning, it's somewhat like a wheel, and your wrist is the hub of that wheel. So if your wrist is flopping, the wheel's going to go flying. So just remember, stabilize the wrist, bend at the elbow using the shoulder, so you can use the elbow, use the shoulder muscle, and use even the whole body to help the action along by bending those knees and rocking with it. Let's talk about standing then. Also, a little flexing of the knees is really important. There's 3 basic stances to the sticks to get the most out of them when you're claiming your bubble. The first stance is essentially shoulders width apart, about like this, so that you can bend your knees and you can stretch and you can turn. But to make these stretches wider, then you're going to keep your feet a little bit wider. And this is a lunging stance like you would see in a martial art. So if you're lunging and you're turning, then you got it right. This is one where you can stretch around your body easier, both directions, and bend down low, squat down low, all of those kinds of things. The more you move your body, the more benefit that you're going to get out of the stick activity. And the more you make the stick moves correspond to movements of the body, you'll get more benefit out of the sticks, because that allows you to spring with the action, to flow with the action, and to move with the action. Cool. All those moves that I've been showing you so far, combine them in different kinds of ways and patterns, and then work your way around your body in the claim your bubble moves. Here we go. talk a little bit about spin direction. When you start to do your sticks, and you start to pull and push that stick, it has a spin direction. And as you start to move with that, if you reverse the direction, all of your movements are impacted. So what I suggest is when you start, you're going to start a spin. I suggest spinning to the right. Once you start spinning to the right, all the other moves fall into place with that and allow you to have continuity. Otherwise, you're finding yourself trying to compensate for directional changes. So spinning to the right seems to work the best. If you start out spinning to the left and all of my instructions is all about spinning to the right, you're going to find that a little difficult to deal with because you'll have to be adjusting yourself. It's about tosses. Tosses are kind of fun, especially when you blend them in with other sticks moves. Basically what you're going to do is throw it up, and you're going to throw the stick up in the air in a kind of a controlled spin fashion. So take a look at it just like this. We'll get our tick-tock going, and right on that grab you can just lift it straight up. Lift it straight up and turn it loose with a little bit of a flip up. And that spins it up, and you get this kind of an effect. So let me do some tosses, and you can just watch this process. Here we go. Start, toss, catch it, toss, catch it. Now that time I had to bend down with it to catch it. When you catch it, you're trying to catch it when it's coming down, so you can bring it up level, intercept it, and then flip it back the opposite direction. So let's do this some more. Here we go. Catch it, flip it. Catch it, flip it, catch it, flip it, catch it, flip it, catch it, flip 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 it, spin it. Now if you want to go higher, you just got to push a little harder. I'm going to toss it way up. You ready for this? Here we go. I'm going to take it up, up, up. Whoa. Yeah, it was gone a while. Let's do that again. You want to see it one more time? Here we go. Flip it up, up, up. Catch it. Gotcha. Cool. Now, of course, in practice, you can flip it up, up, up. Turn around and catch it. A little inexpertly, I might add. Enjoy your stick. An extension of these moves, which would be holding it like that, going just below the middle and making a scooping motion, and then chasing it, scooping it, chasing it, scooping it up and around. Kind of like a propeller would spin. Scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up. And if you go too slow like I did right there, you'll see it stop. So you have to keep the momentum going to keep it happening. Scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, scoop it up, like that. You could reverse it, scoop the reverse. And of course what you do with one hand, practice on the other side with the other hand as well, and that spreads these moves around. Go slow, let you see how it looks in action. You might start it with your tossing back and forth motion. We call that a combined motion, like a tick-tock, but with crisscross going. And then you can make all kinds of variations on this one. You can do it like this. Roll them around, catch them, spin them, rock and roll with them. And then back to it again. And of course you could do double tosses, catches, variations on the same theme all over the place.